Up? How's everybody doing this evening? What is up, everybody? What is up? Just cleaning my glasses here. Sorry I come in late tonight. Doing a little bit of the family thing. You know how that goes. I want to spend a little bit of time with my son. I want to spend a little bit of time with my fiance. But here I am, and hopefully you guys are here too. And tonight, yes, it is Insidious. The other night was a little bit of I don't know, hide and seek with video wise. I guess I don't know. Something got screwed up. It was the wrong movie, but tonight it's fixed. And tonight it is definitely Insidious from 2010, the original. What's up, Ninja? How are you doing, man? All right. Hopefully you can come back through. Still around, still around. Hey, cool. All right, all right. Hi, how you doing? I love you. Thank you for stopping in. So, oh man, yeah, get here, we smoke together, and get ready to do this movie. Yeah, I love Insidious. I seen a thing the other night. People was comparing Insidious to The Conjuring, which you like better, and I could not believe the percentage. It blew me away. It what it was asking which demons are scarier or better, or whatever, between The Conjuring and Insidious, and I didn't think it was any kind of a competition. I think the first couple of Insidiouses blow The Conjuring shit away, and let me tell you why. I loved the original Conjuring until it got to the end, until the exorcism scene, and it seemed like to me the Conjuring was just like everything else once that happened. That's how I feel about it. Even the original one. I mean, I loved it until then, but it was just how many times can you show it? You know what I mean? The Exorcist is really the only one that's going to get it right. That and somewhat the Exorcism of Emily Rose. So why do people keep trying to do that? I mean, really, you can't tell me I'm wrong about that with Conjuring. It's great up until then. Then they do this exorcism scene, and it's just like every fucking other one. Now, Insidious, when it came out, the first one, man, it's totally original. It was totally cool. Nothing like that had ever been done before. So it gets it with scariness. It doesn't rely on jump scares. It gets it on originality. Um, Cast wise, they're pretty even. But I don't know, man. I'm not sure if even if old Vera can handle. I mean, of course, she got Patrick Wilson too, and he's in both. But I don't know, man. As much as I like Vera, he probably gets Lynn Shay, and I'm sorry, but Vera loses. Lynn Shay is badass. First thing I ever seen her in was Alone in the Dark. It was a very, very, very cool movie. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Alone in the Dark from 1982, I do believe. Um, and she plays it's a real small part, but she plays a receptionist. And the next thing I seen her in is not Elm Street, but she plays one little type part. She plays a teacher. But my favorite role besides playing Elise in the Insidious movies is a movie called Dead End. She is absolutely brilliant. So it's a great horror movie from 2003. And what it is the family and their trip. For some reason, it's a family. Ray Wise plays her husband, from Swamp Thing and such. But he plays her husband, and it's them two, and it's their son and their daughter, and they're driving on this road, and they cannot get off of this road, and it's just like the same thing over and over and over again, and it's really cool. Check it out, Dan, from 2003. She is absolutely magnificent in it. It's an even better performance in that movie from her, in my opinion, than it is in The Insidious. She is absolutely bonkers over the top in that. It's great. Now, to this great cast. Um, the two bumbling dudes just cracked me up, man. You got Lee Wannall and Angus Sampson, and playing Specs and Tucker, and they're just fantastic. They are hilarious. They are great together. They got great chemistry, and then you throw Lisa in on top of them. And if you see the ones down the line, the prequels, you see how they got together. But this, after they're already together, it's just cool as hell. And in my opinion, this is back when Blumhouse was doing much better shit. Much better shit. James Wan was still a little fresh. He's still doing a little bit of his early shit. I think they've got, they're starting to get a little stale. But this back when they're still doing really great shit. This is a really good one. I absolutely love the Parker and Red Face, or as some people call him, the lipstick demon. This one features a lipstick demon, of course, and there's certain little shit in this, man, that is so chilling and so different and so unique for the time. And none of it was being done. So that's what we're going to do this evening. Also, legendary Barbara Hershey plays the mom, plays Joshua, which is played by Patrick Wilson, who plays his mother. You know who Barbara Hershey is. Way back in the day, she was in Hoosiers with Gene Hackman. She also played the Entity. If you haven't seen the Entity, if you don't have if a trigger point, sexual assault or anything like that for you, if that's not a trigger point for you, watch the Entity. It's a really good, supposedly based on the truth, but I think the woman was fucking full of shit. But it still makes a good show, a good I don't know. It's a demon paranormal ghosty thing going on. But watch the Entity with Barbara Hershey from way back in the day. She's written this also. Kids are great in it. Everything is cool. If anybody needs any time, let me know. Meanwhile, I will tell you what's up and what's coming up. For tonight, we got Insidious. Tomorrow night, 11 o'clock, it's week 4 of my Friday the 13th series. 11 o'clock, it's Friday the 13th for the final chapter. That one's going to be a fucking blast. Saturday at 3 p.m., it's going to be volume 2 of my physical media collection featuring the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Sunday, I will be on Werewolf's channel, and we will be doing a review right after The Last of Us plays on HBO Max. We'll be doing The Last of Us episode 3. We'll be reviewing that. Not sure about Monday yet. May take Monday off. I'm not sure. But Tuesday is volume 3 of my physical media collection. Let me see what time do I got that going. I'm not sure. I think I got that down for like 9 o'clock Tuesday night, 31st. That'll be volume 3. It'll be featuring my Screen Factory collection. Other than that, I just put up a thing. Next month, probably early in February, first week or so of February before Valentine's Day, I'll be doing My Bloody Valentine from 1981. Fantastic. That is another special one to me. It is very nostalgic to me. That is going to be a party. I'm going to kick ass and take names on that movie. And we are going to have a party and we are going to have fun. It is going to be awesome. So definitely join me for that. Other than that, we'll figure it out later. Let's get it rolling. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. By the way, this is on HBO Max and also a premium subscription on Amazon Prime. So, I remember seeing this right after it first came out, and it definitely made an impact. I never seen anything like it before, man. You got the further and all that kind of shit. It's just really wild. Really, really cool. And Lynn Shay, I knew she was, but I didn't really. I mean, I knew, but I didn't really know her by name yet. This is when I guess when a lot of people really got to know her by name. People that are, what I mean, horror fanatics and movie fanatics, and what I mean, students of the game, like we are here. Might have known her, but now everybody, she's almost like a household name to anyone who loves horror at all. She's a household, like, and she should be. You got Insidious 5 coming up here really soon. And it's going back to the Lambert family with Becca Coulson and Rose Byrne and all them. I'm hoping she's in that one somehow. I think if they'd have known this was going to hit like it did, I don't think that they would have killed her in this first. I don't think that would have, I think they would have kept her alive because it made it a little more complicated to have her in shows, sequels anyway. They kind of had to go back and do prequels. Would be really interesting to see. Um, this is, I do believe part 5 is directed by Patrick Wilson for the first time. He's first time director, so we'll see how he does on it. Very, very talented guy, so hopefully that shines through his directing as well. Other than that, I see I got some eyeballs out there. Probably more than it's showing up there. In case you guys didn't know, those numbers are a little different. Um, those numbers there because they're not accurate. So I'm not exactly sure how many eyeballs I got out there, but how many eyeballs I got out there, say something to me, scream at me. I see two. See, my collection. Really? Two or three? Really? Two. Which one do you have, man? Oh, you have 2 and 3, man. Oh, I think 3 is really good too. The girl that gets hit by the car, it's got the guy that can't breathe, the man who can't breathe. I think that one's got some really good shit too. It's not as good as 1 and 2. It's definitely better than 4. 4 was showing it was getting a little stale at times, so I'm glad they're going back to the Lambert family. This is one of these films that you can't hear them talking at all. Or if something happens in music or something, it's just like blah and glare right in your face. Because you turn it up, it's like, yeah, goddamn, I can't ever film or anything. And all of a sudden, it's blam, Insidious, and it's like we can jump right, we should fish a fan. Also co-produced by Oren Peli. He's done quite a bit of shit too. He's done what I consider to be a very underrated film, found footage type film. And Chernobyl, Chernobyl back? No, is it? I have probably read that. I've seen it in a while. Chernobyl. I have it. All right. I thought I used to have it. We need to get it. Oh, you got here. Orange Valley with Chernobyl fires. Needs a last exorcism. That's a good. It's one of the rare exceptions too. And it's not because of the exorcism that I like it. It's the other stuff going on. The priest is really good. And I like the fact that he's phony and well, this burn. The first thing I ever seen her in was in X Men First Class. I think this first house they're in. Absolutely. Oh, it's definitely underrated. You're absolutely right. I understand when I see it, I didn't think it was anything special or great, but I thought it was decent, and I hear people shitting all over it. I think what happens with that Ninja, and I'll be honest with you, just like I always am, I'm always honest. A lot of people don't like it, but I tell it how I see it. I think what happened with that is I think everybody joined the hate. Let's hate on this film bandwagon. They hear a couple of influencers or something that they look up to or they respect or like to watch a lot, and then they hear them hate it, and next thing you know, they hate it. You know what I mean? And it's a little bit lack of individuality in this world. It really is. Gotta respect people that have the guts to really stand up and say, yeah, that's cool. Whether everybody else says it or not. I just like what I like. You know what I mean? Man, that's just what's up. So if everybody don't know something like it, that's fine. You tell me everybody else. You know what I mean? Hopefully, a lot of people, seem to check it out. There's definitely much worse. You know, just like it could be a shitty ass movie, but if one person hates it today, respect. or look up to or whatever, influencer or whatever it may be, says that it's cool, they like it. And then the next thing you know, everybody's like, oh yeah. I think these first two, man, absolutely just the ass right off the that's my opinion. Kick the ass right off the Conjuring franchise, man. It's got much more originality. I mean, the scares in this are so much scarier, man. With like when they're standing there, you know, and you go into the further, and they're walking around there, and there are people just standing there smiling and shit. That's fucking creepy as fuck, man. It doesn't rely on all those goddamn jump scares and all that. Jesus Christ, I've had jump scares, man. I mean, it's got some, yeah, you know, because James Wan, you know, he's fascinated with it. But it's time when Blumhouse lost a little bit of respect, man. You know, their quality of shit has dropped a little bit. This is back when people were still kind of going, oh man, that's not my Blumhouse, cool. I'm looking forward to Private Core on that too. Private Core is gonna be badass, man. What's the first thing that you ever seen Patrick Wilson in? First thing I remember seeing him in was the Watch. Of course, he's in Hard Candy. Oh wow, Hard Candy. He plays that other one too. I cannot remember the name of it, but it's one where it's got Kate Winslet in it and a few other women stars, and he's suspected of being kind of a child molester or something. He's on the child molester registration, all this kind of shit. I can't remember the name of that, man. Something about women, little women, or something, man. But but he was really cool. I can tell how dorky she came off in in the Watchmen. You know, the Owl Man or whatever it was. Great fucking show though. Watchmen was awesome. Really surprised me. I didn't think I'd like it, but I did. I like it a lot. First 4K that I ever owned. Watchmen. Yeah, yeah. I know who the hell he was. And I seen other shit. I was like, oh damn, he's not a dork, and he. So so is she like a composer? I mean, is she like a songwriter? Does you know she write songs and shit for other people? I mean, is that what she does? Unless she's some kind of a composer, you know what I mean? She This is like a really tiny baby's room, doesn't it? I mean, this baby's room is little, man. I like the blue light shit going on in it. It's a little room. All these other big ass rooms, and a baby's room is like a closet, like a big closet. I checked this out again a couple of weeks ago for the first time in a long time because we, you know, Night Watch and I were discussing Part 5, you know, coming up soon, and they're going back to the Lambert family. So I checked that again for the first time in a long time. I really enjoyed it. And of course, I had to watch the second one, you know, follow it up. Watch the third one. So I watched all four of them in the last like, couple weeks. A little bit of foreshadowing on the ladder. Check it out, going, damn, that's okay. I've never seen a furnace like that up in an attic. That's odd, isn't it? Isn't it usually in a basement? I know it's like crazy left of man. When I was on was a werewolf's 2-year anniversary, man. I could not keep my nose itching, man. Was that? Sure, my nose itches a lot. Just you're gonna get company or something. Somebody's gonna We're gonna show up. No, nobody shows up. It's 11 o'clock. That might just me. The fuck do you want? God, I'm playing. They be mean about it. Oh man, yeah. Maybe when all was on the street too, man. Back at this time. The first thing, what's the first thing you thought of when you see the red faced demon or the lipstick demon or whatever? The first thing I thought of was Darth Maul. You know what I mean? From episode 1 of Star Wars, I was like, damn, Darth Maul looking all fucked up. No, what the fuck is he doing here? That's what happened to him. He got cut in half. Oh, this is before we realized that he was coming back. That he was still alive. Like, late. Damn, what was I doing? Oh, yeah, okay. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Ready to go through a very rough time in my life. So, sure was. It was a rough year. Well, not year, but it was rough years coming up. I guess Astor on a police Foster here. He's going to be wait, no. Dalton. If I try to think, yeah, he's gonna be in college, I guess. And he's in college somewhere. They're living up out west, and he's in college somewhere out east. And I guess somehow, because at the end of this, um, yeah, at the end of part two, they do that thing. Carl does that thing that makes them both forget how to astroplane, right? Well, somehow Dalton, somehow that becomes null. Somehow he learns how to and realizes how to astroplane again, and then that's when shit starts up, and that's when the demons, that's when this red faced demon comes back out. Yeah, just scared the shit out of him. In the script, what it is it doesn't really say it much in this, but what happened was is this lipstick red faced demon starts Maul thing, that I talked about. Um, when he was astroplaning so far, and just thinking he was dreaming, um, kind of made friends with him, and just like a demon does, just like they make friends first, and then they take you over, and that's what's happening here. And now he's starting to scare him. So it's coming toward the end, you know what I mean? He goes from being his buddy and being cool to now he's terrified of it. And that's what he was yelling at because that's up in the attic there. That's where that red door that goes to their brother is up in the attic. And that's what he was looking at. When he falls off the ladder, he's laying there, his brother's knee, and he looks over, he's like, you can see him. That's what he's seeing. But him and his dad don't realize it because way back in the past, at least made him forget how to astronaut. So he doesn't know. But Dalton hasn't had that happen yet. You can kind of see. I don't know. I guess it's debatable whether they should have told him, but his mom should have told him or not. But no, you can kind of see why he doesn't know too. Barbara Hershey's basic character called Lorraine. Lorraine, like, oh, what's up? Okay, yeah, pretty much. Cool. Hey, sorry, June. Sorry, Juno. What happened to today's live stream? Man, look, I was Scream. It's supposed to be Scream 2. I don't know what went wrong there. I don't know what went screwy, but something happened. I don't know. And it got messed up, and it's really irritating. So sorry. Yeah, But here it is tonight. Hey, two, three, four. I think two is a great connection to this one. I think it does really well. Contrary to popular opinion, I like three a lot. Four, I think it kind of lost a bit of quality. I don't think it's nearly as good. Four is just not up to par for the first three, especially not the first two. That's why I'm so glad in part five we're going back to the Lambert family, and it's back to Lipstick Neiman and back to Dalton and back to them again. And like I said before, Patrick Wilson's first time director on it, so we'll see. He's a pretty talented guy, so we'll see how good he directs. But yeah, I'm supposed to be Scream 2 the whole, you know, oh, you know, it's supposed to be. Actually, Insidious originally was supposed to be Monday. I wasn't feeling so good and everything. And I learned my lesson. Last time I tried to do them when I didn't feel good and was tired, the scanners a few months back. And I actually, I was so tired and feeling so under the weather that I actually started dozing off and passed out during it. And I actually had to delete that entire broadcast. I'm not gonna have one where I'm dozing off and passing out. So now, man, that's my favorite Cronenberg movie. So now I'm gonna have to do scanners all over again, which is cool. You know, that's cool. But it kind of sucks. Another it kind of sucks. Say Steven was terrifying. It makes the door absolutely. I see. Yeah, when I first see, I see his first face pop up there. I was like, holy shit, what happened to Darth Maul, man? He's looking all, it's like a homeless version of Darth Maul. You know what I mean? Like Darth Maul, fucking, vagabond. I was like, oh, that's what happened to him after he got cut in half. Huh? But yeah, I don't think it was taken from that, necessarily or anything like that. Maybe a first idea because Darth Maul is the most demonic looking motherfucker that's ever been in a Star Wars movie. Darth Maul is fucking cool. They made a big mistake killing him. That's dumb shit. Nothing against Count Dooku, because I love Christopher Lee. And the Count Dooku character is actually pretty cool once you study into it and find out a little more about him. But Darth Maul, man, Darth, that's Darth Maul. He had so much to give, man, so much to give, so much that people demanded him and missed that so much that they had to go back into cartoons and everything, and and bring him back because he's a popular character. Yeah, yeah, that could be a meme. Or, or really freaked you out, huh? What would that one look like? Damn, so they had to turn it back. Holy shit, that's cool. Yeah, I know what these parents are going through here. I went through well, not exactly like this, but I went through, something wrong with your child, and and you practically, yeah, I did for 3 years. I don't know if you guys have heard of Wiley Children's Hospital in Indianapolis, Indiana. I live about 60 miles from that, 50, 60 miles from Indianapolis. And my daughter, my firstborn, was born with a lot of problems, and so we practically for 3 years we practically lived in Riley Hospital. And that's really hard. Yeah, and we had nurses teaching us how to do certain things with feeding tubes and all that kind of stuff. It's just really rough. Like I see, what I mean, you got that added element in here too. He's got so many different things that I think just totally just toss the fuck out of. So both for somebody that's so beloved the Conjuring universe. And don't get me wrong, Conjuring's all right. It's cool. I wish it had a different ending because that ending seems so cookie cutter. You know what I mean? It's just another exorcism. It really disappointed me. I was watching Conjuring. It was really cool at them that they did freaking this exorcism and shit. They started to share. I was like, oh man, really? You gonna go there? And since then, it's just been getting just, I don't know. I really hope this fifth Insidious goes back to, really cool shit. I hope it doesn't throw a bunch of jump scares and shit there. I'm gonna be so pissed. They make me eat my words. I'm a mad motherfucker. Make me have to sit there and, what I mean, go back and listen to everybody go, oh, you're Insidious. Got a bunch of jump scares and everything just like The Conjuring. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna be mad. That's gonna suck. Everything not sitting comfortable this evening. Just not comfortable. I might change it up. Yeah, just some wish. I just hadn't really thought about that. All right, I'm gonna scream. All right, man. All right, take it easy. Stop again if you get a chance, brother. We'll have it, door. Yeah. Oh, damn. Yeah, already kind of like a dream, and I like to see that sketch. Meanwhile, on James Wan, I've also got a thing about tying them together. You know what I mean? You see it in Insidious too. You see where when he has to go in further, um, you know, to get Josh out because he's trapped in there from this one, right? From the end of this one. Um, and it takes you back to a lot of the stuff that's happening here. And then you see why that guy was hollering and shit there. And you see where, you know what I mean? You get the demon that's got the mullet. And, you know, you see what was going on behind the scenes there. It's like, when he's talking to him, he's like, I'll show you. He's talking to himself. He's talking to his like his future self. That, I thought that was pretty neat. She looks tired. She does a really good job. Timestamp is 23 or 24 minutes now. Rose Byrne did a really good job. Well, she was actually tired, or she was just playing it off. She did a really good job. She just, she come take care of Dalton, and now she's taking care of Foster. And she is like worn out. That kind of thing really, really drains everything out of you. And it's not fair if you got another child. It's not fair to that other child because that one child takes so much care. And you can't not. What do you do? Not care for one of your children. But unfortunately, it takes from the other one that doesn't have the problem. You know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Yes, yes, I do. Yes. I think the Conjuring has become. I don't know. I just think that maybe they're wanting all them and are running low on their ideas. Everybody does eventually. Kind of worries me. Because and I'm not even talking about the nun and all that stuff. I know that's part of the universe thing. Um, like I said, I like the original Conjuring a lot until that last exorcism scene, and then it just seemed like every other. You know. And then two's pretty cool. It doesn't have the cutter shit. It's really cool. It's got a lot of cool things. Now, one thing I didn't like about it was the Valak thing. You know, um, I don't know. I'm really picky. I am so anal. Let me first of all tell you that I am so anal and picky when it comes to supernatural shit. When it comes to demon possession, all that kind of stuff. I am so picky that I am almost impossible to please when it comes to that. So asking me is really, you're going to get a bias, and that's just being honest. I'm so picky with it. I grew up. The first one I ever seen was The Exorcist, and nothing has ever come close to it. Since then, I base everything on that. So, but like I said, Nurses with Emily Rose is it's cool. Um, I like the Last Exorcism because it's got really good added elements. Make priest and all that stuff. And there's a few other ones. Let's see here.
like The Exorcist 3 a lot, but it's got a lot of added shit too.
Sinister. Sinister is fantastic. I would love to do Sinister. Um, it follows. It's got that, you know, Legend of Hell House. It's really good. Unborn's not bad. Mad with Demons, but it's, it's not really. Um, Lovely Bones is a good one. Pretty decent. I love Ju-on, the original Ju-on movies. Um, the original Ringu, stuff like that. The Ring, stuff like that. If done correctly, I really like them. But it's just so hard to get them right. It's so hard to get them right without copying and doing the same bullshit. And that works with a slasher movie. But it doesn't work so well when you're talking about possession. Possession's rough. It's a hard one, especially after the extra. Man. It's just. By the way, oh, okay. Dreaming the Exorcist, all these emotional, chilling parts happens. All of this. Or yes, yes, yes. And if you see my thing on there, you see where I said whose journey is it? All this, yes, absolutely, Karis. Um, my other quiz or my other trivia thing was the scanner or phantasm sphere. What was it originally called? It was called a sentinel. Um, another thing I did. I'm gonna give the answers now. They've been up for a week or so. Um, you type it up here. Um, I did a thing for saying, if you know my channel, you know what my favorite horror movie of all time is. Let me run through it really quickly here, if I can get to it quickly. Okay, here we go. Yeah, let me just go through it and read it. Okay. First of all, coming next month, probably in the first week or so of February, I'm gonna be doing My Bloody Bloody, original My Bloody Valentine, but it's a special one to me. I love it. I'm so nostalgic with it. I'm gonna be watching the one that's got all the added stuff that's supposed to begin with, the unrated version. So it's gonna be a party, and I'm gonna kick ass and take names on that movie. So get ready, join me for that. I am when I'm really jacked up about it. All right, number one, Firestarter 1984 is a very underrated film in my opinion. It's directed by Mark Lester. But there was another director. Come on, get off. There's another director directed it before Lester was hired, but he turned it down due to the script not being accurate enough to the book. Who was that director? Choice number one, Toby Hooper. Choice number two, Wes Craven. Choice number three, John Carpenter. Choice number four, George Romero. I'll leave that up. That's also on my channel. You can go answer that quiz. I'm not going to give the answer to that one. Phantasm 1979. The silver balls used by the tall man are called spears, but the original had another name. What was that name? Choice number one is orbs. Choice number two is the sentinels. Choice number three was they've always been called. I just told you a minute ago. They were called sentinels. Okay. Now here, The Exorcist, 1973, is about the mystery of fate, and you've seen this. However, it's also the ultimate test and journey for which character. What's your opinion? I had you see, I had 10 votes on it so far. Choices are Marin, Karis, Reagan, or everyone. 70% is saying Father Karras. And we've got some comments here. Juno, you had a fantastic answer. I absolutely loved it. It's great. And you're absolutely right. Let's see. Any more here? Yes, down here. I'm going to give the answers to ones I put up here a week or two ago. As soon as I get to them. Okay. Which of these four do I not like? Choice number one, Amityville 1979, the original. Halloween 3, The Blair Witch Project, or Army of Darkness. I have not given this answer yet to anyone. What do you say, Juno? Amityville Horror, Halloween 3, The Blair Witch Project, or Army of Darkness? I might start doing this. Or anybody else that might be out there. What do you guys say? Which one don't I like? The Amityville Horror, Halloween 3, The Blair Witch Project, or Army of Darkness? Which one don't I like? Did we get any more answers in here? You say The Blair Witch Project, okay? Let's see. See if anyone else answers. We have more people out there. Come on, guys. Yep, my fiance knows. She knows. Gretchen's my fiance, in case you don't know. Come on, guys. I see. I know there's more eyes out there. There's more than that 4 that it shows too. I know because I know what the number is when these answer. Oh, let's say, man, I usually get a livelier shot than that, guys. Come on. Talk to me. Say something. We'll get back to the movie in a minute. I want to start throwing some shit like this in here and there. All right. 10 seconds and I'll go ahead and give you the answer. It's going to blow your fucking mind. It's going to blow your fucking mind. You know you're not right. You have a second choice? Most people said the Blair. 53% said the Blair Witch Project. 17 votes. 53% said the Blair Witch Project. 18% said the Amityville Horror. 18% said Army of Darkness, and 12% said Halloween 3. Everybody knows I like Halloween 3, obviously. You see some of my old videos, you know that I do like Halloween 3. I have not talked much about the Blair Witch Project. I do enjoy the original Blair Witch Project. Amityville Horror, 1979. It's not bad. I liked it when I was a kid, but I absolutely do not like the Army of Darkness. I hate that. I mean, look, it shits all over what I've laid before. I mean, you can have fun or you have it. Like Evil Dead 2, that was cool. That was enough fucking around. But god damn, man. You know, that's just they made a joke out of it. Just because Bruce Campbell is good at that shit doesn't mean you should make the whole movie that. Especially if it's supposed to be an Evil Dead movie, guys. Come on. That's my opinion. All right. Next one. For those of you that know my channel, which one of these is my favorite horror film of all time? Scanners. The original Scanners, 1981. The Exorcist, 1973. Halloween, 1978. Or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre done by Toby Hooper in 1974. Oh, the remake is awesome. Yes. Yes. 1 and 2, yes. Scanners, The Exorcist, Halloween, or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. My favorite of all time. People's been with me for a long time know this. I harp about it. Ooh, nope. You're close though. You're close. It is in my top. All these are in my top. So you know what I mean? They're all in my top. All 4 of them are in my top 10. I bet. Yeah, Scanners in my top 10. Yeah, give or take. All right, I'm gonna count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right, June. Halloween 1978 is my favorite film of all time. Period. It's what got me into horror. It's what it's why I'm here doing this today. I have to put it to that because as much as I love all the others, Chainsaw Massacre and The Exorcist are right there, man. They're almost top 3. Those 3 are. You'd have to throw Night of the Dead and Dawn of the Dead and a couple others in there. I don't have when it comes to number 2, number 3, number 4. it's a big fight between Chainsaw Massacre, The Exorcist, The Shining. They all kind of fight for two and three. You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. It was just too much, man. Just too fucking much for me. They made a mockery of that. Yeah, but I thought about doing that. I'm gonna start throwing a few of them in there and discussing them maybe. Since that stuff opened up on my channel, I guess I got to get to a certain point where that shit opened because the trivia thing just opened up the other day for me to recognize it too. So I guess I've gotten good enough. I've gotten good enough numbers where they will allow me to do that kind of stuff now. Yeah, it's just I remember people just raving about this, man. Oh yes, oh definitely. Yes, it is so powerful, and there's so much underlining in the extras. There's so much to talk about. I could sit here 2 hours to talk about this, easy. Um, that's how I first met Werewolf, American Wolf in New Jersey. He was doing a review of it. He was talking about it. Him and a couple other people, and I got on there, and that's what I told him. I said, when you come right down to it, because they were discussing, what it was about and all this kind of stuff, and I said, man, what it's about? It's about the journey of Father Karras. That movie is about him. That is his film. That is his film. It starts out with him. He goes through a full character arc in that movie, and nobody else does, just him. Oh, The Exorcist 3 is so good too. Yes, yes, it is. I seen it at the theater, and me and a friend of mine were like only two people there because it was after Exorcist 2, and you know what I mean. They expected shit. I kind of did too, to be honest. But I seen that the original Father Karras, Jason Miller was going to be in it, and George C. Scott was going to be in it. So I said, well, that's definitely worth a shot. I hadn't seen it. I was blown away, man. At that time, I did not. I mean, I knew that. I knew that Brad was in it, but I didn't know him yet. No one knew who the hell he was yet. But, um, he had done Chucky's voice at that time, and he'd done a couple other things, but no one really knew him. He wasn't like a household name now, like he is now. And boy, as great as George C. Scott is, man, Brad carries that. He just, and the outtakes. If you get the Screen Factory or the Arrow Extras 3 copy, you get the director's cut, which ends completely different. There's no exorcism scene in that at all. Um, I do, yes. I mean, I don't mind that one, Extras 3. It's okay. Um, but his performance in that is even better than the one that they used in Extras 3. The Legion copy, his performance is even better. And George C. Scott, he's always fantastic. Yep. No, Keith was going to play. Keith was going to play. Let's see. Yeah, he was going to play Father Karras. He was going to play Karras and Jason Miller play. Yeah, but he wanted that role, and he said, "Well, hey, you're wasting your time. I've already picked you. We've already got our guy. They had already paid Stacy Keach and everything. Yeah, and he come down there and just nailed that shit. Now, I have some more trivia about The Exorcist. Now, I don't know if you know what I'm leaning on, but it's got to do with Jason Miller and Jason Miller's son. Um, and that's some trivia that I'm going to use later. Who Jason Miller's son is. A lot of people, most people do not know. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to put that on my channel too. I'll give you a little hint. He was in a popular 1980s vampire film. His son was. But yeah, they went ahead and paid. Yeah, you're right. They went ahead and paid. They had to pay Keach anyway because contract with him. He absolutely nailed it, man. Very good, very good. But we'll keep that up down. I'm I'm going to use that. At least 200 or 300 people know now if they check out the if they check out the chat because for some reason my channel is fucking weird. You know, you'll get my chat, and you'll get between 6 and 15 people from the chat, here and there, and that's why I say it doesn't show it accurately. Because when this is over, I'll go back and check it out. It'll have 100, 200, 300 watches on it. You know, I've talked about this before. It just blows me away. I don't understand because it seems like I'd have just rolling because these people are rolling chat, man, with 30 people in them, and the ending number, when they're done, won't be near that. And it just doesn't make any sense. So something's, I don't know. She went through all this shit. She insisted on moving. He moved her to another place, and they don't even have shit unpacked yet. And she's got kids hopping out of the closet. She's got fucking, Tiny Tim, singing fucking, to throw through the tulips. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, he does remind you of Rocky, doesn't he? Yeah, Jason Patrick. Yeah, I mean, it's Jason Patrick Miller. Just by Jason Patrick because he didn't want to compare it to his dad. Shit. During the making of that, he almost drowned when Jason Miller, when his dad was making um, The Exorcist. Almost died. A lot of things connected to that The Exorcist. So, isn't that weird? Tells me one thing. Tells me that Jason Patrick's mom must be very pretty because Jason Patrick is a much better looking guy than his father. So something's up. Mailman's kid, I don't know. The milkman coming through, next door neighbor guy, I don't know. But he does not look like a. You can still see that something in there that comes like that. So the mom must be much prettier than that. That's all I can figure. Just little things that strike the brain, you know what I mean? But that's very good. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people did not know that. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. I mean, weird. Barbara Hershey. You see Barbara Hershey in the entity? Parents goes insane son. Yeah, man. That, oh my God, man. Especially the way she lays it on there, you know what I mean? She's laying there and she goes, why you do this to me? Why you do this to me, Damien? Why? That, oh man, that would absolutely crush somebody, you know. And then she dies, and then he takes her out and takes her home, and she dies. That's so creepy, man. She's like, what do you want? It's Barbara Hershey's, Josh, Patrick Wilson's mom, talking about, this dream. And the red faced demon is there, and she's like, what do you want? Points over at Dalton, and you hear that noise. By the way, you might want to check us out. It's on HBO Max. It's also on Prime on a it's on a premium subscription, but it is on Prime. So if you have that, I don't know if it must be HBO, right? HBO or Max over on Prime. Considering it's on HBO Max. But we're 46 minutes into it right now. So if you got any of those, go check it out. Coming in about 47 minutes. You see what I'm saying? We're getting ready to get in the nitty gritty. It's cool. Getting ready to meet Elise, the great Lynn Shay. Gino, have you ever seen Dead End with Ray Wise and Lynn Shay? It's absolutely bonkers. It is very cool, and if you've seen it, you know that it's probably Lynn Shay's great. She is absolutely over the top and nuts it, but it works so well. It's first thing you ever meet old Samson here. And he's still eating a fucking hot pocket. Saying it. Yeah, yeah. Going, yeah. What was up with that? Yeah, he's just Lynn Shay, and of course you knew Ray Wise, of course, the Swamp Thing. Um, yeah, what it's about is Ray Wise and Lynn Shay. They're a married couple, and they got two teenage kids. It's them four driving down this road going to Lynn Shay. I think Lynn Shay's relatives or moms or whatever for Christmas, and they're driving down this road, and it's like never ending. It's like a constant loop, and they cannot get off this road. The same shit keeps happening, and it's just crazy as hell, man. Lynn Shay she's extra special, so check it out. I highly recommend it. Made in 2003, Dead End. I don't know if it's playing anywhere or streaming anywhere, but yeah, if it is, I recommend it highly. I rented it. You know, I just it's one of those things that you go to the video store. Back when they had video stores, and I just rented the DVD, checked it out. Things where I just randomly picked it. Oh man, yes, she is. I hope this fifth one has her in it. I hope it does somehow. You know, she's still roaming around there and she's still helping them and their brother. Hopefully, you know, because there's a funeral in it somehow, and I don't know who died, but somebody dies. You know, I'm thinking maybe Carl, and that could be um, what happens because remember he's the one that puts the thing on them to where they're going to forget that where they forgot how to astroplane, so they forget. So the red faced demon and the Parker Crane, can't fuck with it anymore. So maybe when he dies, that breaks that, and that's why Dalton is able to remember how to astroplane again. So you know that's a theory. That's when they realized that shit was really easy. They're taking pictures. He's clicked it and seen those two people in the center smiling. They back straight up into the room, and he's like, "We can call this." And they first meet her, and she's getting that. That's what reminded me of it is when you first see her here, when they first open up the door, and she's doing that real crazy, fucking odd giggling. She's laughing, And she turns around, she first meets the Lamberts here, right here. And she says she didn't know the doorbell was working. The way she giggles and acts there is how she acts practically all the way through that end. Basically saying, right. Yeah, I've seen a few of them the last 2 or 3 years where she just they think she wasn't used right. Yeah, she's getting herself into a thing where she's being in too many subpar horror movies. I think, in my opinion. So it'd be nice to see her do another really good at least role because she's getting up there in age, and I'd like to see her do a lot more really good stuff. Before she's not able. Time doesn't slow down for us, fortunately. But we want to. Time just keeps trucking on along. I love the fireplace. It's a beautiful fireplace. 51 minutes in. Beautiful fireplace. Now, I like the first Grudge movie. It was pretty decent. Now the Ju-ons. Now they are, you know, they're rough. Yes, and also if you haven't seen, she was really young and Alone in the Dark too. You've seen Alone in the Dark? It was one of the first New Line Cinema movies. Earlier, like 81, something like that. She plays a receptionist. Well, kind of, she's kind of a receptionist in like this house, this like you know place where people go crazy, and it's that one that you hear about, Blow in the Dark. It's got here. Here, let me show you. Here we go. Here it is. You got DVD as well. You said VHS. Blow in the Dark. Yes. And of course, this is it with the slipcover. Wow, where are these screens? Collection I got one here. Here, I'll show you. Yeah, yeah. That's dull pleasant. Man, fuck it. You got the dude that played fucking Murdoch in it from 18. She's looking the way she stands here and describes this demon, and just it's slow. It's not a jump scare. It's not just jumping up at you, because it got to where the point where I think in the Nun movies, where when someone would turn, when she would turn, she'd come over and she looked this way, and there was nothing, but you heard it, like you hear something, you turn this way and look. As soon as you look back this way, you knew damn well something's gonna be right there. It's like, oh, what? Yeah, it's just and it's just gotten crazy. That's the problem. That's the problem with today's supernatural film. Is they're all like, man. Monroe Street 2 is we got a resurgence the last few years. I seen After Theater too, and that was a bomb. People, I mean, did great at the box office because everybody loved the first one, but as far as fan response, it bombed back when it came out. But in '86, no, not like '86. Um, yeah, absolutely bombed. Or two did. Just the last few years, people are starting to find a love for it. But that happened with Halloween 3. Happened with a lot of movies. A lot of Creeps wasn't loved nearly as much you know, back in the day. Exorcist 3, everybody loves it now, but back then it was like, oh god, even what I mean. Even though Brad Dourif, tore it up, and George C. Scott tore it up, and what I mean. People still was like, it's like I was telling Ninja earlier. I think people get on a bandwagon of hate. They hear an influencer or somebody they respect, what they like a lot, say that it sucks, but if they like it or not, all of a sudden it sucks. You know what I mean? And it just kind of grows that way. And I think it's kind of opposite that now. I think Halloween 3 and everything. Now they're hearing a bunch of influencers saying how cool it is. Now all of a sudden it's cool. You know, I wish people, if you like it, say so, for real. If you don't like it, say so. Be honest with you. Just be honest about it. Be honest with yourself. You know, you just completely ask me first here, the further. That's how she describes it. For there's a world far beyond our own, yet it's all around us. A place without time as we know. It's all a dark realm filled with tortured souls. That place not meant for the living. That's where Dalton is. The problem is that this astral body gone has left us with a physical body, but an empty vessel. Their entities know this because they can smell it. That's why they're gathered all around them. So they want to live, but you got lipstick demons, red faced demons, because they crave life. Yeah, you're saying chance to live again. But there are other entities. This is what are malevolent and have a more insidious agenda. Then there is this. And she shows him the drawing. Robert England was not going to replace Freddie in that because of the pay issue. They replaced him. It's Freddie. It's not. They weren't happy with the guy. Right, right. Yeah, yeah. They, yeah. Talks about that in the documentary. Yep. They were big salary. I mean, back to Freddie. Well, he actually he wasn't going to do Freddie versus Jason either, because he wanted to make sure that Kane Hodder was going to be playing the Jason role, and they told him that he was. And then, because they planned on getting Kane Hodder, but then they didn't want to pay Kane Hodder the kind of money, they should have been paying him. So Kane turned it down, and then they hired, I can't remember the guy's name, but they hired the other guy. And then at that point, Robert England was already tied into his contract, so they did it. But he wanted him and Kane to be on together, versus each other. Now, that guy kind of got to break the fine things up. Those two are really, they got a good chemistry. And Simpson, Samson, and Specs. Leave one all. Well, Tucker, yeah. Specs and Tucker, yeah. Leave one all and Angus Sampson. You can see where he's coming from here. He doesn't want to go along with this. She comes in talking about the further and all this shit. You can see where he's going on, but man, I don't want to, take a chance because he don't believe in this bullshit, this medium shit, and all that. But he don't want to do something that could take a chance of hurting, Dalton even more. Dalton's already been in what comatose state for 3-4 months now. You can see where he's coming from. He just thinks they're there for a cash grab, right? So that is the front guy. That's back where they said it was all those years they called it the gay Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, for years, back when that thing. And they talked about called the gay Nightmare on Elm Street, and they said that was a gay relationship between you know two main characters and all that kind of stuff. And the main character was gay. Jesse was gay. And it turned out the guy really is gay. So he made that documentary, and and he's like, fuck you, fuck you, I'm gay. That's but and that dude's kicking ass. He's making all kinds of money off conventions and everything. But it took him all those years because back then, if you admitted being homosexual, you couldn't even get a job. That's just it's just how the world was for some reason. Now he's able to actually come forward, be himself. That's crazy. That's not been that long ago. The people were that way. Growing up, yeah, I can remember things being that. I never felt that way. I don't give a shit. Don't care. Not my business. Like people where people where people are, where people want to be, they can be that way. Who am I to not concerned with who people want to sleep with. I think people who are concerned with who everybody wants to sleep with needs to get a life. You know what I mean? Why are you concerned with who somebody else is having sex with? For God's sake. Why are you that worried about it? If people are worried, that's what I always say. But if people would worry much more about themselves and stop worrying so much about everybody else and you concentrate on yourself, this world would be so much better place. Really, Dre did look really terrifying. Yeah, the first one just there's certain things that doesn't go as well as the first one, but yeah, um, the Freddy itself looked much more fucked up. Yeah. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing, man? How are you doing? Checking out Insidious, bullshitting, talking about shit, running my mouth, being me, all that good shit. How you been? I ain't talked to you much, man. Still busy working a lot and shit. It blows my. I love when she puts this gas mask on and she's sitting there and she's looking out it and you can see Patrick Wilson and Rose Byrne both looking at her like I love it. They two completely different looks on her face. You see that again? She first puts the gas mask on. Check it out. Check it out because when Lynn Shay looks back through there, you see out it looking at him, and Rose Byrne's going, and then at the other side of the table, Patrick Wilson's like, it's just it's the little things that keeps going. It's a little thing like that just fucking tickle the shit out of me. Working into yeah, making that money, man. That's cool. Yeah, I just give some philosophy and giving my opinion, telling the truth about things. I am. I am. I have to. Just telling people they need to shut the fuck up, mind their own goddamn business, stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. Stop being a goddamn Karen. You know what I mean? So we'll be a lot better off with a lot less fucking shit and idiots. Mm, yeah, absolutely. Robert Ressler. Yeah, that's the same kind of shit that people shit on for years on that movie. And I'm sure Ben remembers for years. Nightmare on Elm Street 2 was just not a cool movie. Nobody liked it. And you said it absolutely sucked. And then now the last few years, all of a sudden people are taking shit out of it. Like I said, they did the same thing with Halloween 3, Exorcist 3, and on and on and on. Now they're just like these you know, highly regarded films. And I always like them. Yeah. Yeah, I seen that theater too. I don't know if before too. Theater was packed. It was like the first weekend. And I went to like a matinee, like started on Friday. I went on Saturday. And the place was packed. And I didn't know for years that a lot of people didn't care for it. I thought it was all right. I didn't like it like I did the first one, but I didn't dislike it either. Now I liked enough to go see free at the theater too. Was it? And right around the same time, he'd also just got done doing Vamp with Grace Jones, Chris Makepeace, and Dee Dee Piper, Michelle Piper's little sister in it, younger sister's in it. I always wish that Dee Dee Piper was in more shit. I always liked her. Yeah, I had the hustle. I'll admit it. For some reason, I liked her better than her sister. I liked her better than I don't know why. It's good. Not so acting wise, but otherwise. See, you don't know yet. She's being called, you bitch, you filthy whore, I know, I'll rip out your innards, and all this kind of stuff. And you don't know because you don't even know really about the Parker Crane demon yet. You just know that, there's the red face demon. You don't know about the Parker Crane yet. It's not putting it together. So you don't know. So you're just assuming that it's a red face demon saying to it. So, VHS watch every day. I got it on Street 2 right there on VHS. It's very cool. The thoughts on Saw X coming out this year. I'm excited about that. Um, I talked about that on episode 1 of the Horror for All. Talked pretty extensively about that. I'm excited because it's got Tobin Bell back in it, but mainly because it's got Shawnee Smith back in it. I'm really excited about that, which tells me they're going back and exploring a little bit more into Amanda, which I always wish they had done that to begin with. Amanda's one of the best characters ever to come in there. He's definitely she's definitely his best assistant. She's just a kick-ass character, and she's a really good actor. All the way back to the Blob, and Stand and all that. She's always done a great job. She's actually crazy in the Stand. Here's that mullet demon. He, he's just trying to give her kids. You're kissing me, baby. So he licks her face instead. What's wrong? You look at my wife's face. Nice fighting with him, get his ass whipped. They're all just popping out of every fucking place now. All she's doing it's kind of like a sort of like an extra, but then again, it's not. It don't have all that bullshit. Ever since The Exorcist, everybody thinks that's the only way that you can do it. You got to do it right. Then you got Dracula, New Film, Renfield. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. That was back when that was back in Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage, before he just went completely just off the deep end. He's had a resurgence, and I'll give him credit. He's put his career back together. It's different than it was before his career, but it's a career, and so he's got a following again. But you had the Nicolas Cage all the way up, through you had Con Airs and you had all that. You had Las Vegas, and all those movies, all that through about 8 millimeter, and then after that, it just it just went totally downhill. But I like to see him put it back together. He's always been really talented. He just got to a point where he was just really just crazily overacting. Now he's found a media. He's found he's found an audience for that. He's found an audience in the type of film for that overacting where it works, where that kind of shit caters to that. He's just trying to do it in their own kind of movie. You know what I mean? Yes, yes. I remember seeing that trailer for the first time. You remember the trailer to 8 millimeter? He's sitting there and you can see him and you can tell he's watching something. He's getting real tense. He's like, it's like almost like he don't want to keep watching, but he can't look away. It's that kind of thing. And that is such a good trailer, man, because it doesn't tell you anything, yet it tells you enough, right? Where you get it's something really intense, and then when you see it, I haven't seen it in years. But yeah, it was pretty good. I think it was the last or one of the last of those, you know, of, of that era of Nicolas Cage. Yeah, yeah, it is somewhere between that thriller, you know what I mean? It's that see, it's thriller in the vein of like, oh shit, I don't know. I don't know what to compare it to. Did you? Very cool. Very cool. I just got Sadness on the German media book. Just paid for it today, as a matter of fact. Sadness. You talk about a movie that don't fuck around, man. Asians don't play around when it comes to their horror. You know that. Yeah, here's what they're forgetting. Here's what they're telling him the truth about it. They're telling him everything that happened, what went on, and why, and why he had to forget. Because this woman, he had asked her plane all the way into there. This is the part they're praying to. Yeah, it's probably the same one. Black with red writing. And it's got like says of sadness, and I think it says it in Japanese right underneath it. Maybe. For like 35 bucks, something like that. Brand new. I got that, and I also got 101 limited edition of Rabbit to go with the ones I'm collecting over there. I've already got I've got Hell Knight. I got the 2 pack limited edition of Starlight Heaven 1 and 2. I've got Hell Knight, and as far as those go, that's the three I've got. And now I've got Rabbit. Yep, the 4K media book. Yep, it has 4K and a Blu-ray in it. I think, or maybe almost a Blu-ray or not. So about how you gotta go in. So they gotta make his so they gotta make his ass remember again so he can go in there. You gotta lift the spell or whatever it is. You gotta remember Patrick Wilson being 8 mil or your 9 mil or hard candy. Holy shit, man. That's a fucking movie and a half. Because you go through a lot of that movie not even knowing if he really is a pervert, you know what I mean? Or if the Ellen Page character is just some kind of a nutty little fucking teenager. You're not sure. So you're kind of feeling for him for a minute, and then you realize, oh, okay, you realize he really is some kind of pervert. So then so you feel so sorry for that. Ooh, and announced them when do they go on sale? Because as you've seen, I got the what's it called? Hold on a second. Oh, here's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, babe. Yeah. Yeah, I got the Midnight Classics to go along with the Turbine Chainsaw Massacre. Machine Gun and 8 millimeter Atlantic Slasher. Oh, definitely, definitely. Yeah, he was a real pussy. But yeah, when did they go on sale, man? The Turbine Media book. Did he say, or did he just announce it? Oh shit, he didn't realize it now. He sees Lee still talking to his body, and he's running around here. I love this movie because this movie doesn't end on a high note. It ends with Elise getting killed. You know what I mean? What you know. Oh, as 4 different limited edition ones. Because there's one of those that I'd like to get, but I only got one of them, of course. Because they're each limited to what, 250 or something like that. Where would I look to find it? Who all has it? Do you know? Do I have to go to Turbine? I mean, know, pretty underrated. Yes, it is very underrated. Is that what it's called? Is it turbine trap? Yes, but three is really good, man. Three is really good. You got you got Ken Forey, which is you know Ken Forey is awesome. Um, you got Viggo Mortensen. I believe that's when Viggo's in. Um, you know, I don't like the girl, the survivor girl nearly as much. I mean, she does a decent job. I don't know. That's the one that's also isn't that also the one that's got the kid from Pumpkinhead in it? The one that plays the little brother to the one that rides a motorcycle and runs over the kid. Remember? Yeah, I do believe he's in that one too. Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure. Now they came up with the Sawyer name in Chainsaw 2, right? Like this family didn't really have a name in the original one, did they? You didn't know what the hell the name was. So I think Guy Sawyer was created for Chainsaw 2, I believe. That's the first one they came up with a special chainsaw too, for that one big cheap nasty chainsaw. It saw his family and all that shit. There he goes. There goes that demon. Now the mom's a monster, man. God damn, the Crane mom. She is a fucking disturbing, crazy, scary bitch, man. What was that she says? Hold on a minute. I remember it was in this one or the second one that happened. It's in the second one because she comes up, she yells at Rose Bird, and she backs in her, slaps her, and knocks her out. She falls through the table and busts the table and knocks her out. All right, man. Take it easy. Have a good one. Thanks for letting me know about that. I will check it out. See how many millions of dollars it's going to cost me to get one. I have to get all the cool plays. So, is it? It is him, isn't it? Holy shit. So you're thinking, okay. He's playing a lot different kind of role and shit. Made up a lot different, but okay. Okay. Now I gotta check that out now. Now, this to me, this is about the creepiest part of the whole film. We are at an hour and 20 minutes, and this is when he comes in, everybody's just standing there. And you know what I mean? This is before they're even smiling. And this is the stage just standing there, just completely frozen. He walks to the house and shit. They hear the weird whistling and shit going on. Man, this is the one part I remember seeing this, thinking, man, this is unique. You got this guy sitting there whistling and he's reading paper. You got a woman just standing there with the big iron, and the daughter just sitting right there on the couch. Makes you wonder what happened here. Because remember, the daughter isn't the daughter that grabs the shotgun. It comes in and shoots it, and yeah, makes you wonder what's going on here. Because maybe the dad was, doing something, and the mom's not doing anything about it. That's why the daughter's blowing them away. So Jason goes to help him. I don't care for Jason Goes to Help. It's the only one of the Friday the movies that I just do not like. I can even get past Jason Takes Manhattan, except that ending for it where the waste pushes through their end and turns him back into a kid somehow. I even gave Jason Goes to Hell when Scream Factory come out with their box set, and I got that. I even gave it another chance and tried to watch it again. It's still just, I don't know. Yeah. What's I feel about it almost like not nearly as strong, of course, but about like I did, Halloween. And being a Halloween purist and loyalist that I am, the fan that I am, you know, I'm mainly the first film Halloween fan, the original Halloween. Halloween 2, it carries over some of the same vibe and feeling. Of course, Halloween 3, I like it because it's not even about Michael Myers. Yeah, when it just seemed ridiculous. And then they're grinding him up in the hamburger meat. Come on, that mixed with I didn't care for that last trilogy that much anyway because I just thought they went so far from what Laurie Strode character was to begin with. That, I mean, I know she went through that really horrible night and all that back in 1978, but that girl was so that character was based on being a really strong, focused, intelligent young woman. That is not going to screw her up for the next 40 years of her life. She's going to get her shit back together quicker than that. She's not going to be fucked up to the point where she's losing her daughter to CPS and all this kind of shit. No way. I just don't see that in Laurie Strode. That character was much more solid than that. She was a strong, focused young woman that knew where she was going. And even with a traumatic and PTSD, she's going to get her shit back together, better than that, better than to lose her daughter and everything. That's just how I see it. Oh God, man, yeah, yeah. Well, goddamn, all of them are practically. I mean, the original fucking, weird, porn bullshit is, I'd almost rather see that. I ain't like them either. I'm just Halloween purist, you know. I loved the way Michael Myers was in that one, and it had a feeling of vibe to it like nothing else, and they've never been able to recapture that vibe ever. Halloween 2 has got it. It's got somewhat. There was Halloween 2 from '81. They just, it's just magic. That's another one. Halloween is one that I just cannot look at through non non biased eyes. I think they had a decent idea with that Corey Cunningham character. I mean, that was a decent idea. They say could have saved. I would say to save it for maybe something different, maybe a different movie. Like after Michael Myers, Michael Myers done, maybe do that then. The opening scene in Halloween Ends is damn good. Tiptoe through the yeah. Turn that weather. I need YouTube hearing that. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody's heard my feelings about Halloween. Probably to the point of nothing. Get me going on it, and I'll just rant, and I'll just get on it. I'll just get on it on this. I'll on this fucking rant that won't end. Run zombie Halloween. Oh man. Well, for what it is, the original Halloween, his original Halloween remake. Um, he was going at it from a different point of view. I can understand that. I can feel that. It's not bad. I mean, it's cool for what it was. He did an all right job. Halloween 2, man, it's weird. It's got some fucked up, weird, strange shit going on. But there's something about Halloween 2 that I don't hate as much as a lot of people do. His Halloween 2, I wish he hadn't spoke shit like that. The white horse thing, that, out there. But he had to come clean to his wife and Yeah, I guess he found a way. I don't completely despise him. I thought he went a little too crazy on the white trash shit. At the very beginning, with the Forsyth character and all that. I thought he was a little disgusting, but yes, I do like House of Thousand Corpses, and Devil's Rejects is decent too. I prefer Corpses, but yeah, Devil's Rejects is all right. Yeah, House of Thousand Corpses. I see that at the theater too. I didn't see Rejects, but I did see Corpses. Corpses is pretty good. It's just it's really simple. It's just simple. It's just a lot of I wish the Devil's Rejects. It's one way thing. The Devil's Rejects. I wish they would explore the Doctor Satan thing a little more. I thought Doctor Satan was really cool. Made it any sense while that was going on, but could have made it make sense. Try to get him back in from further here. Further sounds like yeah, Renee, Smith Renee. Do you collect physical media, Blu-rays and shit? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they turned it down. Nobody wanted it, so the zombie got it back real cheap, and he took it and ran it by, and Lionsgate took it. Yeah, awesome, awesome. You got a big collection. We got to keep it alive. We got to keep it going. Now, streaming, I have a use for streaming. I like streaming in a lot of ways. Um, Without streaming, we wouldn't have the YouTube platform. Uh, and it definitely has its place, but I don't want it to have its place to the point to where it completely kills off a lot of physical media. I mean, that's got to keep it alive. It's becoming just a niche thing. It's becoming just basically a collector thing, which is fine as long as we got enough collectors and enough people who have a lot of love for it. That that's fine with me. I don't care how. Just keep it around. Yes, yes, I did. I liked a little more than what I thought I would. I went into it. Sometimes it's better to go into something thinking you're not going to like it much than to go into it thinking you're going to like it a lot. Like, for instance, Black Moon. I went into it thinking, man, and then I ended up being a little disappointed because there just wasn't enough Ethan Hawke character. It wasn't enough of that antagonist. I wanted to see much more from that character. Wrestling, oh, wrestling, yeah. I got a decent collection of wrestling. I have to show off my wrestling figures sometime. Just started collecting them not long ago. So, of course, I've been collecting horror figures forever. I just started doing wrestling figures, and I got like 30 of them now. A lot of the elites and a lot of the ultimates. Just got for Christmas. Just got in defining moments, Macho Man, Randy Savage, and also got the ringside collectibles exclusive Mega Powers. Along with Great Hair Valentine, Bruce BK. I've got uh, the original Undertaker, um, and then the next Undertaker, where when he switched from the gray and black to the purple and black, the acolytes, shit like that. Few of them I still, quite a few of them I still need to get actually. Some hard to get a hold of though. Some ones that I really want to get a hold of kind of rough right now. But just ordered the Invisible Man mecha just today. Got that and I said the German media book for the sadness. Um, that Rabid 101 limited edition. Um, trying to think. But I'll be showing off a new media collection here soon. Oh yeah, it does it. I'm wanting to get that. That's still on sale on Amazon. Is that where you got it, or did you get it somewhere else? Last I seen it was like $13 or something like that. There he is. Yeah, man, he seen the red faced demon and he hid immediately. See, this is really fucked up and scary because this is when they're busting in, and every one of these fucking demons shit are in their in the house. It's become a full thing here. They escape from the further. But 1196, awesome. I will be ordering that. So I haven't seen the Dennis movies in years. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, Corbin Burnson's fantastic in that. He plays such. You never would have thought he plays such a great crazy, but he does. I haven't seen those in years. I gotta get that. That's a steal. I gotta grab that. Also, still need to grab Trilogy Death 3 from the best one. All this time, for some reason, I just haven't got it. I just haven't got it. Haven't got it. If I don't get it, haven't got it. Got everything. You know what I mean? You'd think I have everything, right? No, I don't. Omni. Once again, Omni, you show up at the end of the movie, man. What are you doing? Patrick Wilson? Yeah, yeah, yeah. They just beat it off there. Yeah, see, and they win right here. You see this shit happen at the end. I love this ending because you don't get no great easy ending here. You get a fucked up bit. That's always cool too. So, what do you think of 3, 4, 5? I have. I actually, to be honest with you, I have not seen all 3, 4, and 5. I know you'd think I had, but no. I've seen a couple of them. I've seen the one with Mickey Rooney, the toy maker or something like that, and and one of the other ones. There's one of them I haven't never seen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But we've been bullshitting. We've been talking about physical media. We've been talking about a lot of. You know how it goes on my screens. You know, we bullshit about everything. Talk about things, discuss things. You hear my opinion. You hear me rant and bitch about shit. You share my rare brand of opinion. Yeah, toy maker. Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, it was like his last role, I think, or something. No, no, of course I don't hate you. I might stick around for a couple of minutes here and keep bullshitting if you guys want to. After the movie ends, the movie's gonna end here in about 5 minutes. Might stick around here and bullshit for a minute if you guys are up for it. If not, that's cool. Talk about physical media. You can rant and complain about shit, whatever. Oh, this is actually an English version of Insidious. I do believe European of some sort. It's from Momentum. That's one I've seen from it. It's actually got to see if it's in green right. It's region B. But I've got all region players, so it doesn't matter. Two all region players actually. Had to, because if you're gonna seriously collect, what I mean, to the point that I do, in order to get, you're not going to get some of the best releases from some of the best companies if you don't get all the region. You just got to, and if you take care of it, it's worth it. protesters. So he protested to get it banned. He was one of the people that, you know what I mean? I seen the original Silent Night, Deadly Night. Okay, let me tell you the story as soon as this is done. As soon as this movie is done, let me tell you this story. I went and seen the original Silent Night, Deadly Night when I was like 11 years old in the theater, and I have a story for that. For the brief week or two that it played in theaters, I went to see. There's a choker killer. That shocked me when that shit happened because you see he's arguing, he's like, leave me alone. And you didn't realize you seen her smile and laugh. You didn't know that she had taken it. Parker Crane, but you don't know that Parker Crane's a boy yet, you know. You don't know that he's a guy, you know. But the mom made him dress up as a, you know. He killed her off. Yeah, I do believe that they would have kept the Elise character alive longer if they would have known she was going to hit like they did, because it made it much more complicated to make more of these after she was dead. They had to do the, you know, prequels and shit. But yeah, just stick around long enough, just long enough for me to tell you the story. Yeah, she seen as soon as she got those pictures from him, she seen. She's like, oh hell. She snaps the picture. And you find out later on in the sequels and prequels and everything that she always told Elise that she was going to get her. She was going to kill her one day. She was going to get her. All right. Here's the thing. Silent Deadly Night. I haven't seen that. My mom took me to see that, and you know, came out in 1984. We were 11 years old. I mean, there was a few people in there. It was just like a Saturday matinee. My mom worked all week, you know, like 12 hours a day, all week during the weekdays. So Saturday was the time, you know, she'd take me in, we see all the Bradford Teens, you know, all that shit. Bunches of movies, still the bullet on. But we went and seen it, and we're sitting there. About 5 minutes till it's time for the movie to start. This man comes in, and it looks like it's probably the grandpa of this kid. Brings in this, I do, part of the fact it was a little girl, and she must have been 5 or 6 years old. Brings a little girl in, I swear to God, true story. Brings this girl in about 5 or 6 years old. You know how the original Silent Night, Deadly Night starts and what happens, right? There's, you know, this Santa Claus is robbing the place, and then he, you know, stopped the car and he's killing, you know, Billy and Ricky's mom and dad, and ripping, you know, the shirt open, you know, and all this kind of stuff. So of course, about 5 or 10 minutes into this movie, this little girl starts screaming and crying. Of course, and you know, even at 11 years old, of course, 11 years old, I was thinking, why are you bringing a little tiny kid in there? Because at that time, I knew Santa Claus was real, but this little girl didn't. And he takes her to see a movie called Silent Night, Deadly Night. What do you think it was going to be about a Santa Claus? And it was going to be Silent Night, Deadly Night of a nice one. What do you think it was Miracle on 34th Street? You know what I mean? Come on. You know what it's about. Why did he take this little girl to see this movie? Well, she's screaming and crying. He has to pick her up and carry her out of the theater. And I remember my mom going, "What the hell? Why did that idiot bring that little girl to this movie? Because she was little. She was 5 or 6, if she's lucky, to show her Silent Night, Deadly Night by the killer Santa Claus." I I will never forget that, and I do not understand the logic in that decision. What it meant. That is dumb as shit. I wish they would get a test screen so they would have known the audience. Decent people alive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep. Right, yeah. They got Mickey Rooney, done that by Mr. Gay and Script. So, I've seen it all. So I don't like you would reject the movie. That's just, man, look, people that like that damn movie don't take the kids or anybody to see it. You know what it's about. Don't pack up and go, oh, hey, come on, honey, let's go watch the Killer Santa Claus. That's dumb shit, man. That's where the responsibility lies on the parents. Well, it was. I still remember that to this day. I will never forget it. That was, let me see, 11 years ago. Let me see, that was 84. So, you know, That was like 38 years ago, and I still remember it. And you know, even at that age, I knew that it was wrong. You know what I mean? Because yeah, it was just I will never understand that logic. That logic makes about as much sense as the people going and trying to ban Silent Night the other night because it's something they don't think should be on. Who cares what you think? You know, maybe there's a lot of people that want to see it. Don't take the kids to see it, man. That's all you gotta do. If you don't like something, don't go see it. If it's on TV and you don't like it, turn the channel. Stop trying to make the world the way you want it to be. You know, be nice if we could all make the world the way we want it. You know, they see. Well, me and my mom were sitting up. It was in the older theaters. It weren't as nice as they are now. It was just seats pulled down and shit like that, right? And they didn't hold nearly as many seats. Me and my mom were sitting about halfway up. I would say they were sitting, say, 6 or 7 rows down toward the screen. And I remember me and my mom were sitting like right here, like dead center in the middle. In the center, you know, you get the line, we get the row right here. We're sitting about the middle of the row, halfway up or halfway down, whichever way you want to put it. And they came down right here on this right row, right here, like say about 6 or 7 rows down, and came about I don't know, maybe 6, 8, 10 seats in with two to the left and sit down. Movie started 10 minutes in the movie after that scene. What happens when cuts the mom's throat and all that, and she's just hollering. So, yeah, true story. Couldn't live then, but now I'm, you know, been an adult. I tell people this story, and everybody always reacts the same. Why in the hell would the man do that? I guess he just had the kid, and he wanted to see it badly, I suppose, and you figured he'd just tell her, hey, there's a Santa Claus in it. It had to be a grandpa or uncle or just something because you know, I mean, it might have been his child, but he was about middle age, you know. So if it was, you know, he had, you know, he was her father a little later. You know, I assume maybe he had his granddaughter for the weekend or just visiting, and he really wanted to see that. And, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, he had to pick her up and carry her out and take off. Yeah, because she was like screaming, crying. He picked her up immediately and took off and left out of there. I do not understand the point. One of those things. That's a story that I told maybe about I don't know. I told it once probably about a year or so ago. We got on the discussion of something I did the other night, and I told. So, yeah. So yeah, go figure the logic of why some people's brains think what they think. I don't know. Well, yeah, oh yeah, there was no way he could have just sit there and you know and continued on because you know that's like you know just like that's like you can't take a newborn baby to a theater. You know what I mean? It's just something you can, but it's a bad idea because you know that can be inconsiderate to everybody else trying to watch the movie because that baby's gonna cry. Of course, it's you know it's a baby. Babies cry, and you know you can't have a baby in the theater like that crying and everything. And everybody's trying to watch the film. You know that's happened before too. People try to take a baby into a theater to watch a movie. I'm sure somebody's seen that at some time. Whether you know you see somebody carrying a baby or really young, you know what I mean, young enough where they cry when they want what they want, right? And you know, and you're thinking, oh, that seems like a dumb idea. It's when you get a babysitter, or you just wait for it comes on TV, because chances are that baby is going to cry because that's just what they do. You know, they poop, they cry, they're hungry, they cry. Just what babies do. So bad idea, especially you know, I mean, not as any considerate to everybody else in the theater, but you're also not going to be able to watch that movie either if you take the baby. So it's just kind of you know what I mean. You know, oh, oh, see. Give you a rundown here in case you guys didn't know or I didn't say it. Yeah, tomorrow night, 11 o'clock, Friday the 13th for the final chapter. A lot of people's favorite Friday the 13th. Yeah, it's really good one. I've seen that with at the theater. Very good, very good one. Um, it's considered by a lot of people to be the perfect slasher. And then Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m., I'll be doing my full. It's from my physical media collection, Volume 2. If you haven't seen Part 1, go check it out. It's a pretty good stream. I'll be live streaming my physical media collection, full physical media collection of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Sunday night, I will be on American World from London's channel. We will be doing weekly. I'll be there every week with him. Immediately after The Last of Us, doing a review of that particular episode. Monday, don't know if I'm gonna take it off or do something or not. But Tuesday night, I do believe it's 9, like I skipped before, is volume 3 of my physical media collection, and I'll be featuring my screenplay collection. So, you know, it happened to me when going to see Cloverfield, when someone bringing the crime back. Yeah, it's just yeah. I mean, I all right. I know they want to go see the movie, right? But you got to be considerate. Number one, you're not going to be able to see that movie. You're not going to be able to pay attention to it. Number two, be considerate enough to think about somebody else besides yourself. Don't, that's just not cool. You know, I think that's one of the worst things in the world is people who do, the only thing they consider or think about is themselves. And that's a perfect indication of it. It's a perfect example of it. And I've known a couple of people growing up throughout my life. I've known a couple of people who tried that, who give it a shot and thought, maybe they would be able, oh well, I keep them crying, and sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, yeah, well, eventually, here and there. I always do here and there. I'll have Eric, or I'll have Dave, I'll have Night, or on and on and on. Different people. Katie from Popping the Popcorn. Just you know, I've partnered up, and I've probably had 20, 25 different people on here throughout the time. But I'm bull again. Yeah, I enjoy doing these watch-alongs with me, where I can talk about the movie. I can just I can discuss the film. Um, I could have discussion with the chat. Um, you know, just all that shit. It's just where I have more freedom. You know what I mean? I can just really talk. And if I got somebody else on, that works out a lot. Well too. Yeah. Um, like um, Jason, Ninja and I plan on doing more stuff. I know if I plan. Play a werewolf soon. But yeah, this just doing it like this alone. I mean, why? I mean, is that cool? I mean, do you guys find the ones where it's just me? I mean, do you guys find that enjoyable? I mean, is that cool? Would you prefer I had guests all the time? Or Tim Burton's okay. He's odd. He's been successful. He's definitely took Johnny Depp down a different road. Cool, appreciate that. It just allows me to really, really, talk about shit. You know, and if you guys in the chat want to talk about shit, then we talk about that. If you guys don't feel like talking, then I just do the commentary on the movie. Because I can do that by myself too. So, just like and just like in doing it in horror for all, I can carry that by myself. If I need to, which I'm afraid I might have to do an episode here soon. But I'm not sure mine and Night's schedules are going to line up well to episode 5, and I don't want to wait too long to do episode 5. So I might have to do one alone. But that's no biggie. Yes. Tim Burton's, yeah, Tim Burton's cool. He has hits and misses for me. Movie real quick. Okay. I'm not sure what's saying about. Yeah, I do like Dream Warriors, and that may uh, New Nightmares not bad. I don't care for 4, 5, and 6 or whatever, but I do like first three, and I do like New Nightmare. Uh, I just like it got really silly with comments, you know what I mean, jokes and all that kind of stuff. I can't take my horror seriously. That's it. That's it, man. Oh shoot. Let's see. That's another thoughts too. I cannot remember what they were. I guess I'll just have to get into them tomorrow. I guess just like my brain is just fucked up. I'm gonna have this smoke bullshit with you guys, and then I'm gonna take off bed. Uh, um, but yeah, did you guys enjoy that thing that weekend that me and Eric spent, where we did the Friday 13th, our favorites of different Friday 13th things, and then we did Friday 13th Part Two, and then we did the next night we did I gave over the lead watch to Eric so that he could lead in his favorite Pet Cemetery. You guys enjoy that? That was a pretty good weekend. I did enjoy that. I like to do things with Eric. Eric was like one of my mentors when I first started. But I haven't found my own voice yet, really. I haven't really found who I was YouTube wise. I think I just found that in the last several months since I've been doing all these watch along and shit like that. That's when I really found you know, because one thing I learned early was um, you can be opinionated, but you got to be careful. Sometimes I can get a little too opinionated. Sometimes I can be, I can, you know, the last thing I want to do is just, last thing I want to do is say, be opinionated to the point where I'm offending people. Because I'm going to try and do that. Now, I don't want to piss people off, but at the same time, I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to tell people what I feel about things. So, um, I still plan on doing it's like a show and tell thing with Phil, where we show off different things in our collection, discuss them. I'm gonna do that show. It's I'm working on the next horror. I'm gonna continue these volumes of live streams of showing off the show collection. And rather than just doing it and showing the collection, I'm gonna do it in different volumes, different sections, like Arrow, Street Factory, and maybe the entire Chainsaw, and maybe the entire Halloween, shit like that. Years later, like, oh shit, oh god. Hmm. Damn, there's been a couple. I'm trying to think. Trying to think. I'm glad to come up with this quick because as soon as I get off here, I will I will remember. I guarantee you this is what it was. Yeah, try to look around here, see if I can. Because I know there's a couple. I know there is. I got them right there. They're right there. I just can't quite think. There's been a couple for sure that I just did not like very much, or didn't. You know what I mean? The first time seeing it, didn't like it, but then seeing it again, and ended up liking it a lot. So I cannot think of that at this point. I cannot think of it right now. I can't. Yeah. Halloween, yeah. Halloween 3, I see at the theater too, and that the first it left me hard because of course, I was a big Michael Myers fan, and it just, and I was just a kid. I was what, 10 years old, 9 or 10 years old, and it screwed me all up. It's, it's I love it. That is my favorite version too, because you get the spider walk in that, and you get so many different things. Now the original version you've never seen was different than the director's cut. The version you've never seen, there's writings and shit on the wall. Like she goes into Reagan's room, and it's real cold right before the spider walk happens when they find out Burke has been right find out Burke is dead. Um, and Krista Neal goes in there and she's cold and she shuts Reagan's window, and then she goes back out. There's a Zuzu and shit pops up on there. There's different writings and shit here and there. It's a little different than the director's cut. It's got a little bit, it's got that extra added thing to it. Basically the same thing, but you get a little bit extra. But yes, I totally agree with you. I watched the 1973 theatrical version for years until what 2000 when the version you never seen came out, and ever since then that's the version I watch. I completely agree. Spider-Walk, fucking correct. Yeah. Yes. I don't know why they changed that. And on her bedroom wall, it's the full Pazuzu statue. Remember? Is when she goes and goes back out and out of the room and shuts the door, you see it just kind of just show there just a little bit, just the outline of it. And I don't know why they changed that. So when people talk about two different versions of The Exorcist, no, there's actually three. There's the 1973 theatrical, there's the director's, and then there's a version you've never seen. Yeah, I, who knows why they did that shit? Who knows? I'm looking forward to another new, really good boutique version of that coming out. I think they'll whip it out here soon. With the 50th anniversary coming up this year, I expect them to come out with something really, really cool for the Exorcist. It's on the stoves and like, yeah, they kept that, but we're just kind of just there, and then it fades away. They took that out. Who knows why? Who knows why people do shit? And the only reason that Freak went in and did that was for Blatty to begin with. He didn't even want to go in and mess with it, add anything back to it. But Blatty kept on him about it over the years, because for years they didn't speak. And they started speaking again slowly but surely. And then finally, Blatty was like, look, man, why don't we go down there, to Warner Brothers, just look at the film, man, and, just look at it. And after they did, he was like, yeah, all right. And he figured he owed that to him, because he figured Blatty gave me the best piece. He says himself, Blatty gave me the best piece of material that I ever had. So I figured that I owed it to him. And he's right. Like the discussion, that they have on the stairs, when he says, when he was, when Karis is like, why this girl? What's the point? And Marin's like, the girls are, it's not really bad. What it is, um, demon wants us to look, wants to look ugly, wants us to, look at everything as ugly, you know, um, ugly and disgusting, you know. The girl's not so much the point. It had nothing to do with why that girl or anything. It could have been anybody. It could have been any little girl, you know. It's like we talked about. Um, the girl wasn't it. It could have been anybody. It just the point of it was Karis. Um, the arc's about Karis. Focus is Karis. It's like, he didn't beat that demon out of Reagan. The second that he said, "Come into me," the demon said, "All right." That's even better than the little girl, because look, it's like I was talking about with my son last night. That demon won. They did not win on The Exorcist. The demon won. It managed to defile and degrade the little girl. It tormented her family. It killed off an old enemy in Marin, and it got Karis. But either one, there's not one thing about anybody else in that movie that defeated that demon. because he had an old grudge with Marin from way back in the day. So he killed Marin. You know, yeah, yeah, and it's important. It's important. Yeah. Oh yeah. That opening scene is so important. Um, Friedkin insisted on doing that and shooting it in Iraq because he just thinks that the whole point of it because I can't remember who it was, but they didn't want to do it. It was like, oh, what, they wanted to put in some weird music and some crazy horror movie music, and he wanted just the sound of just the chisels and everything, just what I mean, and just little things. Friedkin is so smart, and Friedkin is so. If you listen to him in interviews or listen to him talk, he is so smart. I love to listen to William Friedkin talk. He is such a smart man. He is so passionate. Like that newest documentary that he did about The Exorcist, where he's talking about. He discussed it. I love that shit. It's so good. But, um, he just you can tell he's just so educated, and he's so he was asked him when he was younger. I guess he was hard to work with. He did a lot of fucked up things, shooting off guns and hurt people's backs and all that kind of shit. Was shit, little bullshit he was doing. But he was effective. He was effective, and look what the result was. You know, I just hope that they don't get stupid and fuck shit up and do what they did to Halloween in this upcoming Exorcist movie this year. I hope they don't. It that worries me. As soon as I seen he was going to do something with The Exorcist and it's going to be a sequel or whatever else, oh my god! Because oh man, I'm not real hopeful for that. I'm really not. But thank you guys so much. Thank you for sticking with me through this whole thing. I appreciate it. I really appreciate the conversation. All right. Let me see. Yep. All right. See. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I know what trailer you're talking about. That's that's that music is the one he did because I knew he turned that guy down. He said because it was just a bunch of just noise. He thought that no, and then and they had an argument and he left and hasn't spoken to him since. Very cool, very cool. Great tribute. You got some good shit. Awesome. Um, but I appreciate you sticking with me and bullshitting with me throughout this whole night and throughout this movie. Great conversation. I expect to see you hopefully tomorrow night, 4 5 Sport 4. Expect to see the other guys who've got the eyeballs on me, but not talking to me. Shame on you. But thanks again. Much love to everybody. Don't forget.